We're very sleepy. It was the build up to that, you know, because they have to put them under while they operate. And I can't even deal with myself. I'm just like, argh! And then he comes home and he's doing really great, but I'm still like, are you in pain? Are you okay? So that being said, I want to do spicy, but also I'm a little wore out from this little munchkin. Which, by the way, he's doing absolutely fantastic. He even wants to play, and I'm like, stop, no, quit. I think I feel worse than he ever did or will. These little critters. Let's just start and see how spicy this gets. I'm already starting with a blue eyeshadow base, but that doesn't mean I'm going to take it all the way up to my brow bone. This one's from City Color. These are so good and so affordable. So we'll start there. There's our starting point. So let's go ahead and work this in with the C31. Ooh, that's such a pretty color. And we'll go ahead and take that to about right there. You can just ever slightly see it. Like I said, I'm not going to take it above my brow bone or up to my brow bone. I'm telling y'all, Douglas has fried me. That's so pretty. What a pretty wash of color. Now I'm going to take my C31 and I'm just going to wipe it on Sheila, who is a makeup towel. I don't want to say she's just a makeup towel. She's the makeup towel. That's who Sheila is. I'm going to grab the teensiest tiny amount of clean canvas. Do you see that? You see that little tiny dot? And that's going to be enough for both brow bones. From here, I'm going to tap this in and tap it into the blue. Also, you better be trusting the process. Okay, but look how pretty this palette is. This is what got me in a spicy mood today. This one is from Juvia's place. It's the Culture palette. I'm excited. I don't even know where to go. Where do I go? What are we doing here? Let's go into this shade first. We're gonna start with our darkest crease color. And I'm grabbing that on the side of an E27. And let's just kind of start pressing that here. What was that? Was that the sound of you not trusting the process? Better not be. One of the reasons I used a blue base, this is kind of a purpley blue. It actually looks a little bit more purple up against the more true blue. But that being said, when you use a base, it's kind of in the same color family because purple and blue, they tend to kind of pull the same way. When you use those similar colors, your eyeshadows will pop a lot more. And also, I don't care if we're using the most high-end brand or your most affordable drugstore brand. Purple and blue and burgundy shadows, they tend to get patchy. And if you use a base that's in the same color family, it's kind of just gonna make sure that it doesn't get patchy. Look how smooth that is. Okay, so we're moving on. We're gonna use the same brush. I actually did not even wipe it off. We're gonna grab this beautiful blue shade and I'm grabbing it on the side of the brush. From here, we are going to start to tap that right above the dark shade. Just work in small sections. Just keep tapping. We wanna keep this one pretty close. Pretty close to the dark shade, I should say. Are you still with me? Okay, look at this blend. Okay, just stay with me. Stay here. Now I'm gonna grab it. This shade, isn't this gorgeous? I'm gonna grab it on the side of the brush. And from here, we're gonna tap that right above that last shade we laid down. Just really take your time. This is definitely not a, I'm in a rush look, obviously. But it's still not gonna be one of my most intricate looks. But it's a really good way to kind of learn very specific placement. So I'm just going to keep packing that shade on. I love that it kind of glows on top of the other two shades. Also, this palette is really performing beautifully. So just keep tapping. Also, we have to mention the E27. The E27 is doing all of that. This tiny little brush. Now I'm going to take this Makeup Revolution powder foundation, and we'll tap this on our brow bone. And then once we kind of take it over this way, it'll smooth this top part. We still have to clean this, which I'll show you how to do later. We're not there yet, but let's kind of keep packing this on the brow bone, smoothing it into that last transition shade. Makes such a difference. And now that everything's set, I'm gonna grab the E29, which is the fluffier brush out of all of the brushes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna dig a lot. You don't want a lot of the powder foundation. I only want that much. Do you see how little is on there? And again, I'm gonna tap it, and then from here, I'm gonna just do some small circular motions. And I'm kind of focusing this and going upwards. So I'm not really worrying about all of this blend. I'm kind of going from that very top transition and just kind of fluffing across there and all the way out here. And I'm also doing circular motions instead of doing swiping motions. A little bit more control, and that's just gonna make sure everything is nice and blended. So I'm just taking a black shadow stick. We want one that's not going to dry down too quickly. This one is from Laura Geller. And if you're wondering why I put that blue eyeshadow base all over my eye, when I'm doing my makeup looks, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. So I technically didn't have to put it there, but I didn't know where I was going. So here we are, but I digress. I digress. Onward. You're gonna see why in a second I'm using the black base. You'll be like, oh, I get it. So just wait for it. And of course, I'll explain it more. So this color right here is speaking to me. We're gonna grab this on the side of an E28. We're really gonna grab quite a bit of it because we wanna set that black eyeshadow very quickly. And that black is just gonna give this such a beautiful base, and it's gonna shine through so much more. Look at that. Ooh, this is real pretty. So I'm kind of placing it and then I'm pulling. It's gonna act like a fingertip. That should be enough. And then from here, I'm gonna wipe off any excess. And then I'm gonna use the tip of my brush just to kind of ever so lightly soften that into those other transitions. I'm using the tip of the brush and I'm just kind of pressing in. Isn't this pretty? Now I went ahead and cleaned up underneath here and here with some micellar water on my brush. I'm even gonna loosen up just a little bit. I'm not gonna take that too far over because it's best to clean this with foundation, but we can loosen some of it up because some of it got a little out of control. So I wanna come back and connect here later, but we're gonna have to finish the face. So let's throw that on. And also I'm trying to not make this 1 billion slides. I'm kind of gonna speed through this part just for today. I actually have some more stuff I need to film, but this is the foundation that I'm using, and y'all can hop over to my page to see a wear test. I'm going to be applying this concealer. Also, there's a recent wear test on my page in case you missed it, but it's real spicy. I'm just going to set my under eye and the center of my face. So we're going to use these. I'm trying out all my stuff I've had, and nobody's kind of talking about it at the moment, and I haven't seen anybody talk about these, and I hope these are still available because they're really, really good. So these are the Cover FX. What are they called exactly? They're just called bronzer drops, and they're amazing. So I have it here on the back of my hand, and I'm trying to, okay, we'll blend with this one, but for right now, I'm just gonna actually place it with my finger. And remember, bronzer is gonna go a little bit higher than our natural contour because it's the sun kind of kissing your face, and the sun isn't going to get into the contour, it's gonna hit the higher parts of the face. That is so pretty and blended out like a dream. Why are we not talking about these? I'm gonna add a lash, but I'm actually not gonna add liner on top here. Just trying things out. What I am doing here is I'm grabbing an E26 and that very first shade that we laid down. And the reason I'm using this is I'm actually using it in case we have any fallout, which we shouldn't, but this will really catch it. And it ends up acting like a guideline. So just kind of press that on, and I'm about to find our lashes. So before I finish the eye, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up in here. And all I'm doing is I'm taking my Anissa Beauty Angle Concealer Brush. This is the concealer brush that we used. And you'll see that it kind of fits here perfectly. Look at that. And I'm just doing a couple dabs. Whatever's left on here is going to be just enough to really kind of soften this. I still want it to be a little dramatic, so I don't mind if it's a little further over, but it is just gonna further blend that. Again, with that same dark purple, I'm just going to elongate my waterline. This brush is perfect for this. And using eyeshadow, you have so much more control. And then I'm gonna connect here. I'm actually not gonna add any blush because I'm gonna hop off once I apply my lashes and lipstick, and I wanna film a little tutorial on these. I showed these the other day. You ready? They're insane. Let me grab my little makeup spatula, that's what it's called. Okay, wait for it. That's all I'm gonna use. In fact, we can use less than that. Just grab it there, wait for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go film with that. These are so gorgeous, and I feel like they need talked about. My lashes are drying. I'm gonna grab MAC lip liner in the shade Stone, and the thing with this one is a little bit goes a long way. So I'm kind of using the side to shade instead of kind of going in with the tip of it. I'll get a softer touch. I just want definition. I think I'm just gonna put a gloss on top. I actually found this. I thought I had misplaced this in the move, but I found it. So this one is a Dior lipstick I purchased a couple months ago, and it just resurfaced. And what I'm doing here is I'm tapping that lipstick into that lip liner so it's not too harsh of a line. I decided we were gonna do some big floofers since we didn't do liner. These are faux flirties from Lava Beauty. And I let my Duo dark tone dry down for about 5 or 6 minutes. Now it's nice and tacky. Okay, we're all done. This is pretty spicy. But it didn't take me as long as, say, a really advanced wild glittered out cut crease. So whether you like very spicy looks or very neutral looks, I just want to make sure that I'm doing something for everyone. But you can always learn something, no matter how spicy or how simple, there's always something to be learned. All right, I love you all. I'm gonna go film with these. This is what I'm gonna be posting tonight. I'm so excited. Also, really quickly, do any of you know how to pronounce, is it just Rosier? It's 27 Rosiers. Is it Rosiers? Does anybody know? Anybody speak French? Okay, I'll be waiting for your help and then I'll start filming. Y'all are the best. Y'all even help me with my French and sometimes my English. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the comments tonight.